Back again, this time for Game Week 14 team selection. But first, let's quickly review Game Week 13. Yeah, and it was a fantastic week to use the free hit. 7 returns from 11 players. Honestly, it went better than I ever expected. Going into the weekend, you feel confident because every player I picked was facing a struggling side. But goals can come from anywhere, and you just hope your players grab 1 or 2. A goal or an assist, just something, to make the free hit worthwhile. But this week, we got the O'Reilly assist, Foden scored 2, Gakpo scored and got an assist, Thiago got 2, and the Villa defence double up, paid off, and Martinez and Cash got a clean sheet as well. So it went really well. Even players like Collins got 4 points. So really pleased. Very satisfying given I debated the triple captain versus the free hit, and as we know, the triple captain did not go well for most managers with Haaland blanking against Leeds. So it's just one of those rare weeks where everything aligns for you. Yes, FPL is skill, but to keep climbing in the ranks you do need that little bit of fortune as well, and I definitely got it in Game Week 13 free hit. So final score 73 points, which actually pushed me inside the top 50k. I wanted to break into the top 100k eventually, but to sit around 45k after 13 game weeks, I couldn't be happier with that. Now, moving into Game Week 14, I actually have a few problems to deal with, a couple of red flags, and I'm still stuck with Reinders, who started for City, but was subbed midway through the second half. He had a poor game. I watched the Man City versus Leeds game, and to be honest, I didn't even notice Reinders at all. And I've got no idea whether he starts against Fulham. So I've got 2 free transfers. The red flags have forced my hand. I've already made the 2 transfers to avoid price rises. So let's move into the transfer thoughts and see what's been confirmed. Alright, so the first red flag was Ismaila Sarr. He was subbed off on the 38th minute against Man United with an ankle injury. He did leave Selhurst Park in a boot, and Glasner's basically said that we won't see him again until after the AFCON. So he's gone. He misses the next 3 game weeks leading up to the AFCON, and then he's off to the AFCON. So no point keeping him. And honestly, he's been a terrible pick for me. Not a single attacking return in any match he's been in my team. Burnley's next as well, which should have been a great fixture, but it just compounds the fact that he's been a terrible pick. Like, the best fixture that's coming up, he's out for. Meanwhile, players like Enzo managed to return last game week, and Anderson at 5.3 million has scored 24 points in his last 3 games. So for me, Anderson is the standout replacement. He's cheap, which helps me fund future transfers in Game Week 16 and also allows the next move I'll talk about shortly. His fixtures: Wolves away, Everton away and Spurs at home, so 3 good fixtures, especially the Wolves away game. He's predicted 14.3 points across those 3, and the alternative was a straight swap to Enzo at 6.7 million. He's the same price as Sarr, but with Palmer back, Enzo loses penalties and he likely drops deeper, playing alongside Caicedo or Andre Santos. But Caicedo is also banned for 3 matches too, so the value just isn't there. With Caicedo out, Chelsea may look a little bit different. Maybe Enzo plays deeper alongside Andre Santos to help out a little more, because Caicedo is a defensive beast. As he's 1.4 million more than Anderson, I just think Anderson wins this one, because as I said, it does allow me to make further transfers this week and in Game Week 16. His stats: 0.3 expected goal involvement per 90. He has only got 1 goal and 2 assists, but he gets 11.34 defcons per game. He's managed to hit defcons 7 times this season, and he got 16 and 18 defcons in his last 2 matches. So he's a steady accumulator of points. I don't expect him to get massive points like 9 points, 10 points here and there, unless he scores a goal. But I do expect him to get around 4 or 5 points, depending on bonuses. Like, for example, in the game week just gone, Game Week 13, when they lost to Brighton 2-0, he still managed to pick up 2 bonus points. So it just goes to show how well he's playing, and he is a pick that is in form at the moment. Alright, so the next move is centre side to Timber. I just want the Arsenal defensive double up again, to be honest. Arsenal clearly have the best defence in the league, and I just think that's the best route to clean sheet points. So when I haven't had a double up and I've just had Raya, yeah, I've kind of felt empty. I needed that second player, and centre side being banned has just given me that route to Timber, especially with the fact that I've dropped from Sarr, who was 6.7 million, to Anderson, who's 5.3 million. So I can use the funds to get a better defender who would likely get me more clean sheets. I did think about the Chelsea option, and Chalobah was my option. He's already got 3 goals this season, someone I actually highlighted in a couple of my top picks videos. But as I said, Arsenal are just simply the superior defence. Managers will eventually move back to Arsenal soon, and I'd rather be ahead of that trend. Ideally, it would be Gabriel, but he's out for a little while with no expected return date, so Timber becomes the move for now. He's close in price to Gabriel, so if I were to move back to Gabriel, it wouldn't disrupt my team structure long term because I've got the money there to spend on Gabriel. The fixtures: Brentford at home, Villa away, and then Wolves at home. The only doubt I have with Timber is he's a potential rest this week. Obviously, there's a midweek fixture on Tuesday or Wednesday, but with Saliba and Gabriel both out potentially, Arteta's going to need experience on the pitch to guide the new centre-backs who played their first time as a pair against Chelsea. They did well, but to bring in someone like Ben White at right back, who's barely played any games this season, it would be a huge risk. So I reckon Timber's going to be safe to start. His numbers, he's predicted 14.6 points over the next 3 game weeks, an expected goal involvement of 0.3 and 6.26 points per 90. So yeah, he plays in the best defence in the league. Yes, I'm going heavy at the back with Virgil, Raya and Timber, but that's where the points are this season. I made the transfer Sunday night due to the price change. I didn't want to lose value, especially after losing so much on Reinders, but Reinders can wait 1 more week and then I can hopefully get rid of him barring any more red flags. Alright, so let's talk about the team selection with the 2 new transfers in this team. Raya and Timber, they got Brentford at home. Brentford ranked 2nd for big chances created, which is 3 per game, so quite impressive. But it'd still be surprising if they managed to score past Arsenal, given Arsenal's recent clean sheets record. The Premier League does love surprises though, so you never know, especially with Thiago in such great form. Then I got Richards. He played the full 90 versus United. The injury scare midweek in the Conference League seems to have gone. A clean sheet and DEFCON would be ideal, given that he's playing the team with the worst defence in the league. 1.2 expected goals conceded per 90, which still makes Palace one of the better teams defensively in the league. And they are against the worst team offensively, so you would hope to get a clean sheet in that fixture. Virgil, he's at home to Sunderland. Sunderland are really good, having just come back from a 2-0 deficit to beat Bournemouth. But a clean sheet away at West Ham, only 0.29 expected goals conceded in that game for Liverpool. Liverpool are going to need to get into gear if they want to compete for the title. Maybe game week 13 with Isak scoring as well is going to be their turning point. Tarkowski survives another week. He got battered last week 4-1 at home to Newcastle. Thankfully, didn't have him in the team because of free hit, but there are other fires that need to be put out with red flags for Sarr and Senesi, so it means he stays for another week. I'm not expecting much versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth are conceding goals for fun at the moment, so maybe Tarkowski can get a goal from a set piece, anyone? Then in midfield, Saka, Semenyo, Bruno, they've all got home fixtures. They're all viable captaincy options, but I think Bruno versus West Ham feels like the favourite out of the 3. Nuno's West Ham haven't progressed much at all, and Bruno actually plays last in the midweek fixtures, so Haaland blank beforehand would feel very, very nice if Bruno was captained. Obviously that's wishful thinking if I captain him, but maybe it could happen. Then 4th midfielder, Anderson, in for Wolves. First game in the team, 24 points in 3 games. He's the form pick, 5.3 million, which is an absolute bargain for a player who picks up steady points. And then up top, Mateta, frustrating as a Palace fan. so many missed chances. He has had 18 big chances overall this season and only 7 goals to show for it. And that's just in the league. He's actually had a lot more in the Conference League as well. Yeah, so he's costing us games because we're having so many chances in the first half. He's not putting them away, and then Palace are getting tired because of the amount of fixtures they've got, and then the opposition are coming back and winning the game like Man United did on the weekend. Anyway, Palace fan ran over. In FPL, he is managing to still get goals, and you cannot bench him versus Burnley. Just prepare to be annoyed if you watch the game with him in it, because he's likely to miss a couple of chances before scoring. Then finally, Haaland, he's captain for now. I haven't decided just yet, so I'm keeping that armband on him because he's the safest pick. He blanked last week. Fulham away isn't easy. Saka, as I mentioned, Saka and Bruno are strong alternatives. You can make a case for all three. It feels like a week where the manager who gets the captaincy right this week will win the game week, and the right pick could see big movements in rank. And that's it for this video. What do you think of the transfers? Anyone I've overlooked? Fantasy Focus drops tomorrow, previewing Game Week 14. If this video helped, please like, comment and subscribe. And as always, green arrows and enjoy the football.